Welcome back to Daily Flash. I am Mitch English. Well, our next guest was born with a group of genetic disorders that affect every system of the body. It's called EDS, or Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. She was told by doctors that it was, well, unhealable. Elizabeth Thorne wrote the book, Wake Your Excellence, a non-fairy tale road to unlock your joy and live happily ever after. It details her healing journey. And she joins us now. And thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining us here on Daily Flash. First time I've ever heard of this here. You were told that you were born with this disease, and basically they said, you're never going to heal from it. When you found all of this out, tell us and take us through how you felt and then what you did about hearing that.
Well, I searched for my true diagnosis for around 30 years. So when I initially found out what it was, my response was a little bit of terror because I was in extreme pain and daily pain, constant pain. So my initial response was terror, but then I immediately popped back into the person that I am and the way that I think. And I replied to the doctor, well, somebody had to get this to change it. Yeah. Somebody had to get this to care enough to make the difference, which, he kindly responded to me, this has been around since the time of Hippocrates and nobody's been able to change it. But I stuck to my word, so.
Well, I love hearing that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how I would react. I mean, obviously you held it up very well, but I imagine you had to do a little inner seeking in all of that. And did you learn anything as you went through these experiences on how to try to live with this?
Yeah, I had to do a lot of inner seeking, actually. I learned that I think very different than other people. To deal with it, I went to thinking, 70% of people are dying in chronic disease, and what I had was very chronic. And I thought, you know what, that doesn't mean that I'm a statistic. That doesn't mean that that is the future for me. What that actually means is they don't have things figured out. Okay. So I immediately went to thinking opposite of what everybody did and going down that line too, and going outside of the box medically as well, where I wasn't finding what I needed with doctors and medicine. I didn't give up. I didn't think this is my planned prognosis. This is the way that I'm going to go down. It's way too painful. Instead, I thought, let me fix it. Let me find what nobody else has looked at. And I just opened my mind up to exploring anything, any avenue, ancient, modern, any avenue. Yeah. I was willing to explore.
Okay. When we say that it affects every system in the body there too, so if you try to diagnose one, maybe trying to feel better, say about your digestive system, or that sort of thing, it would still affect everything else, or was it because you have so many systems inside the body? I mean, where do you even start when you hear something like this?
You start at what hurts the worst. That's how I started. The thing that was the most difficult and the thing that was really holding me back from living a full life is where I always started. And then I moved down and next and next and next. A lot of times my body would become reactive to something, and that would be my next clue that I had to figure out the source. I was always searching for source, reason, root cause, and never doing a Band-Aid. My body actually refused to let me use any pain meds whatsoever. So if there's a pain, I had to figure out something else, because it really was debilitating type of pain. It really was something that made me unable to be the mother I wanted to be and live the life I wanted to live. So my body was my guide. It showed me what I need to work on next.
I got you. So,
it's kind of easy that way, I guess.
And this book, Waking Your Excellence there, it's not just for people that have EDS. Obviously, anybody can really take something away from this. And was that one of the main messages that you wanted to get across through this book?
Absolutely, yes. This book is actually, so connective tissue is a part of every system in the body. I had to not only fix that, but I had a lot of comorbidities like neuropathy and peripheral neuropathy, dysautonomia. I actually ended up with breast tumors that were cancerous, all things that I had to fix. So my book is definitely not just for people with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and it's equally focused on joy and building your intuition. So it is a book for everybody, actually. Okay. And joy is a super important piece to healing. So a lot of coaching in that in my book.
You listed off a lot of diagnoses and symptoms here, things, words I've never even heard of. So you're a champion by all means. And I could really see how somebody, even in just trying to get trying to find, when people say you can't do something, finding an answer. And so we're really inspired by that. If you want to learn more or maybe even get a copy of the book, just visit emholistic.com. You can also find this on amazon.com. Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.